Did you know that king crabs can weigh up to 12 kilograms? Where do these huge crabs really come from? Have you ever wondered how the majestic king crab gets from the icy depths of the ocean to your plate? The history of the king crab as a fine dining delicacy began in the early 20th century, when commercial fishing began to develop in Alaska and the Bering Sea. Originally, these crustaceans were appreciated by local communities who captured them artisanally for their own consumption. However, after World War II, the fishing industry in Alaska grew exponentially thanks to the rise of commercial fishing and innovations in transportation and food preservation. It was then that king crab became an internationally coveted product. Today, king crab is one of the most valued products from the sea. The fishing industry has adapted to ensure its sustainability through strict regulations and limited fishing seasons. This not only protects the species, but also increases its exclusivity, reinforcing its luxury image. Additionally, modern factories have revolutionized the way this crustacean is processed. From the moment it is caught in the icy depths of the Bering Sea, king crab goes through a quick and efficient process to ensure its meat arrives fresh and in perfect condition to global markets. These high-tech factories are designed to process king crab with precision. It all starts with your reception, where the captured crabs are classified by size and quality. Then they move on to cooking and flash freezing processes using advanced equipment that preserves the flavor and texture of the meat. Finally, the crabs are packaged and distributed to restaurants and supermarkets around the world. But not only the flavor and quality have propelled the king crab to fame. Its success is also due to ingenious marketing campaigns. Since the 1980s, television shows and documentaries such as Deadliest Catch have portrayed king crab fishing as an exciting and dangerous activity, capturing the public's attention. Furthermore, its presence on exclusive menus and its association with luxury dinners have been reinforced by famous chefs who have used it as a star ingredient in gourmet dishes. But have you ever wondered how king crab is processed before it reaches your plate? The king crab process begins in the frozen seas of the Arctic, the Bering Sea and the Norwegian Sea. These regions are home to healthy populations of king crabs, but catching them is no easy task. Fishing seasons are strictly regulated to ensure the sustainability of the species, with specific periods limiting the number of crabs caught. Fishing boats are designed specifically for this task, equipped with capture cages known as crab traps. These traps, loaded with bait, sink to great depths where king crabs live on the ocean floor. Once the traps are full, they are lifted aboard using hydraulic cranes. On the boat, the first phase of sorting begins, where the crabs are inspected to ensure that they meet the size and weight standards established by local regulations. Specimens that are too small or females with eggs are returned to the sea to preserve the population. Once classified, the king crabs are stored in tanks with temperature-controlled seawater. This step is crucial to keep them alive and in optimal condition until they reach the factory. Time is of the essence at this stage. Crabs must be transported quickly to avoid loss of freshness. In some cases, ships are equipped with onboard processing systems that allow work to begin even before returning to land, cooking or freezing the product to preserve its quality. At the factory, king crabs are unloaded and undergo a visual inspection to confirm their condition. This control includes checking its size, freshness, and general appearance. Crabs that do not meet standards are discarded to ensure that only the best specimens move on to the next step. The crabs are washed thoroughly to remove any sand or algae residue that may have remained from their time in the sea. This process is carried out with cold water and automated systems that guarantee effective cleaning without harming the crustacean. Cooking is one of the most important steps in processing king crab. This process is done in large industrial boilers filled with salt water, which mimics the crab's marine environment. The water is brought to high temperatures to cook the crabs quickly, preserving their freshness and flavor. Cooking time varies depending on the size of the crab, but generally lasts between 10 and 15 minutes. This step not only ensures that the meat is safe to eat, but also helps develop the king crab's signature flavor. After cooking, the crabs go through rapid cooling. This is done using cold water systems or refrigerated air tunnels, which stop the cooking process and stabilize the texture and quality of the meat. Once cooled, the crabs are dismembered to extract the most precious parts, the legs and claws. These contain most of the meat, which is known for its firm texture and sweet flavor. Dismemberment can be carried out manually by specialized workers or by automated machinery depending on the production volume of the factory. The legs and claws are carefully separated to avoid damaging the meat, while the body remains are processed separately to obtain shredded meat. The next step is the extraction of the meat from the legs and claws. This process combines manual skill and advanced technology. Some factories use pressure cutting machines that break the shells without damaging the meat, while others prefer manual labor to ensure maximum use of the product. The removed meat is inspected to ensure it is free of shell fragments or other impurities. It is then classified according to its quality and presentation, from whole pieces to shredded meat. Once extracted, the king crab meat goes through a rapid freezing process. This step is essential to maintain the freshness, flavor, and texture of the meat, especially when exporting to distant markets. Freezing can be done through flash freezing systems, where the meat is exposed to extremely low temperatures for a short period, or through freezing tunnels that cool the product gradually. In some cases, whole legs and claws are glazed with a thin layer of water before freezing. This glaze acts as a protective barrier, preventing dehydration and maintaining quality during storage. Packaging is the final stage before the king crab is ready for distribution. Whole legs, claws, or shredded meat are placed in packaging designed to preserve their freshness and facilitate handling. Packaging can vary depending on the market and presentation, from vacuum bags to sealed boxes for frozen products. Each package includes labels with detailed information about the origin of the crab, its weight, storage instructions, and in some cases, suggested recipes. Before leaving the factory, each batch of king crab goes through strict quality controls. This includes visual inspections, weight testing, and microbiological analysis to ensure the product is safe and meets brand standards. In addition, traceability systems allow each batch to be traced back to its origin, ensuring transparency and confidence in the final product. Once packaged, the king crab is ready for distribution. It is transported in refrigerated trucks or temperature-controlled containers to ensure it arrives fresh at its destination. From factories, king crab travels to international markets, high-end restaurants, and retail outlets around the world. This logistical process ensures that consumers can enjoy this marine delicacy with maximum freshness. The king crab industry is constantly evolving, adopting new technologies and sustainable practices to improve product quality and reduce its environmental impact. This includes developing more responsible fishing systems, reducing waste in factories, and implementing eco-friendly packaging. One of the most impressive aspects of this process is the precision with which each stage is handled. The factories are equipped with advanced cooking and rapid freezing systems that ensure that the final product retains its freshness and quality throughout its shelf life. Technology plays a key role, but so does the human touch, as many of the stages, such as meat extraction, require skill and care to preserve each piece intact. Furthermore, the commitment to quality is a constant at every step. Rigorous controls ensure that only the freshest, best processed king crabs reach consumers. From visual inspections to microbiological testing, everything is designed to meet the highest standards of safety and excellence. We cannot ignore the impact of sustainability in this process. Companies that process king crab are increasingly adopting responsible practices to minimize waste, protect the environment, and ensure the future availability of this resource. From greener packaging to responsible fishing methods, the focus towards a more sustainable future is evident in every aspect of the industry. The next time you enjoy a plate of king crab, think about everything that goes on behind the scenes to get that delicacy to your table. It is not only a question of flavor, but also of respect for the sea, technological innovation, and commitment to quality. Thank you for reaching out and commenting on the word king in the comments. To bring more videos of this style, see you soon.